Okay, just before, while we're waiting for everybody to come onto the call, I thought we could chat a little bit about some of the things that you've been learning in school. So I'm going to go first, and then I'd like you to raise your hand if you are willing to share. Okay, I'm going to first start with my name, and then I'm going to say about some things that I'm learning about. My name is Miss Bronwyn, and I am learning all about the animals that are in the country in which I am living. So I am learning about camels, I'm learning about foxes, and I'm learning about falcons at the moment because I live in a country called the United Arab Emirates. And it's quite a hot country, so we have a lot of animals that live in the mountains and in the desert. So Aisha or Midha, would you like to go next? I'd like you to say your name and what you are learning about at school at the moment that you are enjoying learning about. Aisha, do you want to go first?
Ma'am, I didn't get it.
Okay, the first thing you're going to do, you're going to say your name, and then you're going to say what you are learning about at school that you are enjoying. So you could say, I am learning about something, or I have learned about.
Okay. I am Asham Minha VS. I am learning so many things in my school about plants, environment, and about good manners, etc.
Fantastic. That is really good news. I love that you shared about all the things that you're learning about. Seems like you are very busy at school. Let me just let this young man in here, Mohammed. Okay, bear with me one moment. Okay, so you are learning about plants and good manners. All right, here's Mohammed. All right, we're just going to wait a bit and we'll have a bit of a chat until everybody's in.
And while those are better odds, this
Good
was a lot of
afternoon,
competition
Mohammed.
we would otherwise be facing.
Okay, Aisha, your turn. Can you tell me something about what you are learning about in school at the moment? Have a go. What are you
Just
learning
tell
about?
what you're learning in your school. About what did you learn? Did you learn something?
I learned about environment,
Can you say that again? Nice and clearly.
plant.
She tells that she learns about environment and plants.
Fantastic. You are learning about plants. Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. I like learning about plants too, especially about how they grow and how they are different. Okay, Mohammed, can you put your camera on, please, and unmute yourself? I'd like to say hello to you.
Mohammed Faizan has some network issues, technical issues. So I think he couldn't switch on his camera. He will just unmute and talk. Okay.
That's fine. That's fine. Mohammed, can you just say hello, please, and tell me something that you're learning about at school at the moment?
Hello.
Hello, Mohammed.
Hello.
Hi, Mohammed. I can hear you. Mohammed, what are you learning about at school? Okay, I'm going to give Mohammed a little moment to think about that. Seems like he has some issues with his network, like Ms. Grishma says. So I think, Ms. Grishma, is it okay to start? We only have a few children on here.
Yeah,
but
we
I'm
can
very
start.
aware of the
We can
time.
just start. I have just informed them they might join in between. So you can just start.
Okay, all right. So I'm just going to share the screen quickly. All right. All right, bear with me one moment. I'm just going to minimize this completely. Okay. Right, my name is Miss Bronwyn. Just going to close this over here so we don't take up all the screen. Okay, my name is Miss Bronwyn, and I'm very happy to be with you today. And we are going to be learning about something called peace. Okay, P-E-A-C-E. Can you write that down on the piece of paper in front of you? Peace. P-E-A-C-E. I'm just going to try and bring the whiteboard up. All right. I want you to have a quick think about it. We're going to be discussing what it is later, but first we're going to be looking at the word peace and the sound E within it. Okay, so let's look at the next slide. Okay, excuse me one moment. I think my computer doesn't like it when I'm recording at the same time, so sometimes it's a little bit slow. Okay, excuse me one moment. Let me just go on to the next slide. Oh.
Hello, kamu nakam patuh.
Okay, thank you children for being very patient. You should be able to see my screen now. Let's start by reading together. The two sounds we're looking at today are double E, E-E, and E-A. There are other E sounds that we can also find in the English language. I want you to write down the other E sounds that we have in our English language. You can either, can everybody see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, can you see this? Let's read the passage together. Okay, we're going to be looking at E, double E, and EA. So I would like you to write these two E sounds on your piece of paper today. These are phonics sounds. Okay, so you should have at least two E sounds on your paper right now. Okay, everybody's still here. Let's read the passage together. As we read, I would like you to look for the E sounds. you're going to be looking for an EE sound and an EA phonics sound. As we go through the passage, write down the words that you see that have these sounds in them. Okay, so I will read, you will follow, and then you need to write down what the sounds are, which words you can find. It's like a little competition, okay? Is everybody ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Nice to see you, Mohammed. Okay, so let's read the first sentence. D and Z are having a picnic. Can you see any E or EA sounds in that first sentence?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can find it. So I want you to write the words down that you can see that have an E sound in them. D and Z has tea and peas with cream for the picnic. Oh, I can find a few in there. Let's see, I wonder how many you have been able to find. I can see D and Z again, so I don't need to write it again because I already have it on my piece of paper. So D and Z, what else has an E sound in it? I wonder, does this word here, tea, have a sound, an E sound in it? Yes, it does. If I check over here, it has EAE sound. Okay, is everybody ready? Have you got all your sounds down?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, together they eat the peas with cream and
ma'am.
drink their tea. D sees a bee. D screams and runs away. D hides behind a tree. Z sees the bee too. I'm going to give you a few moments just to catch up. Make sure you're looking very carefully at all the words in the sentences. Z does not scream or run away. Z pretends to be asleep. The bee leaves Z alone. The bee goes after Z behind the tree. The bee stings D. Ah! D screams, only to see it is all but a dream. Okay, I'm going to give you about 15 seconds to write as many E sounds down on your piece of paper.
Hello.
Yes, Senha.
Brownie, just
Yes.
sorry for the interruption. So let me just clarify it for them. Maybe if they have some issues or something. Children, she has just read the first line of the passage, right? So you
I
could
read
find,
the whole passage to them.
yes. So you could find the E sound. So what teacher is telling you is you write words on your own which has E sound in it. Okay. So if you have any doubts, you can just ask her. Don't stay silent. She will be there for you to explain it again. Okay?
Okay. So all of these here, can you see where my mouse is pointing? I'm going to try again.
Yes, ma'am.
Here. These sounds here, the E and E sounds, that's what you're looking for in the text. So let me have a look. I'm going to see if I can put a little spotlight on it. Let's try the vanishing pen. D, Z are having a picnic. So I'm going to write D and Z down on my piece of paper. Then I've got D. I've got it again. I don't need to write it on. There's another E sound. T. With peas. And cream. That doesn't sound very nice. Teas and peas and cream. No, thank you. Not for me. Okay. Have you got eat? Okay, does everybody understand? Senha, do you understand what to do?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Has everybody got at least 5 words on their page?
Yes, ma'am.
Raise your hand if you have 5 words.
Yes.
Fantastic. Who has more than 5 words on their piece of paper at the moment?
Me.
Oh, who was that? Who was me?
Fizan. Mohammed.
How many words do you have on your piece of paper?
13.
13. That's fantastic. Does anybody have more than 13?
Actually, it's 14. I forgot to write it.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so let's have a look. We're going to go on to the next page and we're going to I'm just going to pause for a minute and move on to the next page. Bear with me one moment. Oh, here's somebody. Okay, they can come in a minute. Okay, let me just let these children in. Sometimes my computer, when I'm recording, it's not as fast as it normally is. So thank you for being patient. Okay, Nidha and Nehal are coming in to the call. Let me just let them in quickly. Okay, let's go back. All right. Okay, so children, I'm just going to switch to the next page and see if we can keep going here. So in your little, on your piece of paper, you should have at least the E and the EA sounds written down. Did anybody get a word or find a word back in the passage that has only an E sound, a singular E? I'm going to give you about 20 seconds to quickly have a look. If you've already found it, just keep quiet for a minute and let's let everybody have a look. Where did you find the singular E sound? I'm going to give you a clue. It's on the second part. Okay, 5 seconds left. If you found it, can you type it in the chat quickly? If you found the word, that I'll give you a clue. It starts with a P. Behind. That's excellent. Behind is one that uses an E sound. Well done. Fantastic. Any others? B. Who else? Can somebody else try? Type it in the chat. I'll give you another clue. Aisha, you okay? Would you like to say something? The word be. Good. Thank you, Mohammed. We found the word be and we found the word behind. Aisha, what did you find? I wonder if anybody found the one I was thinking of. Here we go. Pretends. What does it it mean to pretend about something? Sie pretends to be asleep. Does anybody have an idea? Pretends.
Yes,
Ah, what do you think it might mean?
it means it's not really happening, but it's kind of acting to do something.
Yes, exactly, Mohammed. So you might pretend, let's think of what we could do if you're in grade 5. If your mom or dad said, Mohammed, can you go and clean your room, please? And then you go to your room, and then you might pretend to clean your room, but actually you might just be enjoying yourself and relaxing a little bit in your room. And then your mom or dad might say, are you cleaning your room? But actually you're not. So to pretend means to act, to be showing that you're doing something, but you're actually not doing it. So that's very, very good. Well done. Okay, let's go to the next page and just read through some of these words. These are some of the words that you should have written down on your piece of paper. So I want you to make sure as we read through them that you're actually ticking them off.
Ma'am, I can't see the screen.
You can't see this one?
It's just showing that you are sharing the screen.
Oh, really? Let me just check. Let's try again. Thank you for telling me. Because if it's not showing, there we go. Can you see now? Whoops. Can you see the E sounds with the table?
It's showing it's loading.
It's
The
loading.
screen-
Oh dear. Okay.
Yeah, Brown and
Can
Nero,
anybody
we
else
couldn't your
see it?
screen. No, we couldn't see your screen. It's just showing has started screen sharing, but it's just a black display. We couldn't see
Oh.
anything.
Goodness me. What's going on here? Okay. I wonder why. Could you see the previous screen? I'm
Earlier,
sorry.
we just saw the passage, nothing after that.
Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry, children. I think my network might be a little bit slow here. Let's try and move it a bit this way. Okay. All right. So we're going to skip that one and go to the next page. Now, let's go on to the lesson, and we'll go back at the end of this time and we'll check all the words that you have. Today's lesson is about what does it mean to have peace. Okay. Aisha, are you okay? Aisha, you've raised your hand. Is everything all right?
Ma'am?
Yes.
Did you ask me something?
Yes, you've raised your hand a couple of times. That means if you raise your hand, it means that you want to say something. Okay. So would you like to say something?
I forgot to switch off it.
Okay, no problem. Okay. If you raise your hand, it means that I'm going to call you and ask you to be involved in the conversation. That's okay. All right. So let's talk about, I want you to have a quick think about peace. What does it mean to have peace? Okay. And we're going to be looking at this and understanding what it means and how it influences our behaviors. So how it changes how we are as people. And I know because you're in grade 5 and some of you are in grade 6, it is very important. It's a very important time as you're growing to understand these things. So if I mention the word peace, I want you to have a think. Maybe you're sitting in the room with somebody. I want you to have a quick chat with them and think about what it means to have peace in yourself. Okay? I'll give you 15 seconds.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
What did you say?
You're going to chat to somebody who's next to you, so you can speak to your sister. You and your sister together. I want you to think about this word peace. What does it mean? What does it mean to have peace? Okay, so just have a think. Before we share, we want to learn about having a think about it and talking to somebody about it. Okay, has everybody had a chance to think? Any ideas? Hands up. So raise your hands if you'd like to share what you think the meaning of peace is. Okay, Mohammed's raised his hand. Does anybody else want to have a go? Okay, Mohammed, 2 participants. Okay, Mohammed, can you tell me quickly, what do you think it means to be at peace or be peaceful, or what does the word peace mean?
It means to make no disturbance, and it's like making harmony or something like that. No,
Yeah.
no
Harmony with
disturbance.
who? What does it mean to be in harmony, do you think?
To be undisturbed, and
You're doing very
forgot the
well.
word. I
Yeah.
forgot the word I was trying to say.
Mohammed, you're doing so well. Thank you for explaining that. So it means to not be disturbed. It means to be in harmony. Okay, that's quite a big thing to understand. Okay, somebody, whoever's drawing on the board, can you not draw on the board, even if it's a mistake? It's okay. And there was one other thing you said now. All right, who else has got their hand up?
Hello,
Senha, do you want to explain what it means to be peaceful or at peace? Mohammed, we'll just give Senha a chance, okay? All right. Mohammed, do you have something to add to that one?
No, ma'am, I just forgot to lower my hand.
It's okay. It's
I just
okay.
forgot it stays like that. It
That's
used to
all right.
go automatically.
No problem. Okay. Now, I want you to think about if being peaceful is to not be disturbed and to be in harmony, what do you think it means? What do you think peace is not? Okay, what is peace not? The opposite of peace. So have a think about that. Chat to somebody in the room, or just have a think on your own. What does it mean if peace, there is no peace?
Ronan, could you just mute them? Because I don't
Yes,
have
hang on a
something.
minute.
Or you can make me the co-host if possible, then I could mute.
Okay. Let me just make you the co-host.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello,
All right. Apologies. Let me just quickly find Miss. There we go.
Yeah, sure. Take your time.
All right. Let me just check that everybody's muted here. All right. Okay. So if we have a look at these pictures quickly, we have our first picture. This is not being peaceful, being violent towards somebody, being unkind, and aggressive towards somebody. Okay, that is not being peaceful. Let's see what
Ma'am, I
else.
still can't see the screen.
I cannot screen the scene.
You can't see the screen? I don't know what's happening. Let me just try again. Sorry, children. Thank you for being very patient. Let's try again. Can you see the screen now?
No, ma'am.
No?
No.
No, ma'am.
I don't know what to do. And we can just discuss on here. Okay. So, what does it mean if you are not peaceful? It means that you might push somebody, you might be unkind towards somebody. In what other situations do you think people are not peaceful?
When people are not in a good mood.
Yeah, if people are not in a good mood and you're with them, how do you feel if you're with that person?
I would feel kind of scared of what he might do.
Exactly. So if I'm with somebody and they are maybe coming too close to me or they look like they might hurt me, that is not being at peace. They are coming too close. You might feel unpeaceful, okay, or unsettled in yourself. Okay. Can you think of a time when you might have been not at peace because of somebody around you or a place that you were at and you didn't feel safe? Can you have a quick think about that? I can think of a time. Just yesterday, I was driving and somebody was driving very dangerously next to me, and I didn't feel very peaceful because of feeling unsafe next to that person. Can you have a think, Aisha and Midha and Fasina? Hi, Nida and Nahal. Can you think of, we're talking about peace and being peaceful? What about if you're in a place where it's very, very noisy? How does that make
We
you
are
feel?
writing or doing something that one piece, we cannot sit there.
Ah, so if
We
it's
find
not
a-
peaceful, it's difficult to sit there.
Yeah, no, welcome back to you.
Can you say that again, Mitha?
when we are sitting in a place that is full of noise, uh, we are writing a story or something else. We cannot sit there and write a story quietly.
Exactly, Mitha. It is difficult to think if the place is very noisy, isn't it? I agree with you. Any other ideas? Mohammed, you've raised your hand. Can you think of another idea?
Before the virus at my old school, the kids are playing when the teacher's gone, and I feel uncomfortable because I know the teacher might come and she will be angry at the kids.
Okay. So that took away some of your peace, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So peace is something that we have or we don't
Hello?
have. And it's something, Senha, I'm going to keep you muted because it's very noisy, okay? So I'm just going to keep you muted there. If you'd like to say something, I'd like you to raise your hand, please.
Yeah, no, welcome back to you.
Okay, so it is something that you can have, but if you go somewhere or you're with people, it can also go away. Peace can go away. So we're going to be talking about those different things. What can you do in your family to help keep things peaceful? Now, I want you to have a quick think about what you can do and type it in the chat. What can you do in your family to be peaceful and to keep things peaceful?
I can do more helping.
That's a brilliant way. That's fantastic. If you are helpful at home, it will keep things peaceful because everybody can help with their jobs, isn't it? That is fantastic. What type of things can you do to be helpful? Any ideas?
Ma'am,
Type it in the chat if you would like to type.
Ma'am, would you repeat one more?
What can you do at home to be helpful and to keep things peaceful? I'll give you an example. What if you have a brother or a sister that sometimes fights with you? What can you do to be peaceful in the house? Maybe your mom and dad say, stop fighting with your brother or sister. Maybe they say that. Maybe they say, leave each other alone. What can you do? Because you're in grade 5 and 6, you're very sensible children by now. What can you do to be peaceful in your house and help your family?
My brother will beat me, and I was act to his was winner, and I was afraid. I was act too afraid because I will never afraid he will cry. I will afraid I will act he will come very happy. His happy is my happy.
So were you being very kind to him and then he stopped hitting you?
Brownan, could I just explain what he said?
Yes, please.
It's a very interesting thing. Let me explain that for you. What he said is I think he has a younger brother. Okay, he's too small. So when they both fight together, he would be the winner ultimately because he's the elder one, right? But since he has a younger brother, he'll act as if he's afraid of his younger brother. So his younger brother would feel very happy that he won.
Okay. So it sounds like, thank you for explaining that.
So he's telling only when my brother is happy, I could be happy. So I will just act as if I'm afraid of him.
Wow. Do you know what? That is a very, very smart way of helping to keep things peaceful at home. That was wonderful because you are older than your brother and you can choose when you can do certain behaviors. And some behaviors, some ways we behave, help our family and help us. And sometimes it doesn't help. So you did a very good thing. You chose well in that moment to keep the peace in your house. That's fantastic. Well done. Okay, we've got lots more people on here. All right, now I'm going to read something out to you. Okay, Mohammed has shared this. Mohammed, do you mind if I read it out to everybody? Is that okay?
No, ma'am, I don't mind.
Okay, thank you. So Mohammed has said, if there are problems in the house, okay, we are all spending a lot of time with our families. If there are problems in the house, it can cause tension, okay? It means we can feel a little bit uptight or a little bit stressed within ourselves, and we can sometimes feel not at peace. So he explained a situation about something that could happen, about maybe going 120 kilometers in a 20-kilometer zone, which can cause the person to pay money. Okay, so Mohammed, you're talking about tension outside of the house in the community. You're talking about situations outside in your neighborhood, aren't you?
Ma'am, I was telling about if a family member causes to break a law, and there would be tension to remove the crime scene.
Yeah, so crime or mistakes that we make can also cause tension, not just for one person, but for everybody in the family. You're absolutely right, Mohammed. Mohammed explained a situation. He said that if somebody gets a fine for speeding, that can cause tension in the family and that can take away the peace. Okay, so that's again an important thing for all of us to follow the rules of what we have to do in our families and in our schools and in our community. So the next part of my screen was about what can we do to keep the peace within our house and in our family. So, for example, if I am feeling very upset or angry, something that helps me is if I go for a walk or listen to music. So I want you to have a quick think and write it on your piece of paper. What can you do to be at peace if you are feeling upset or angry? And write it on the piece of paper in front of you. What can you do to feel at peace if you are feeling angry or upset? Write it down.
Ma'am, I will sit without anyone sometimes.
Have you written it down? Have you got a pencil and paper in front of you? You can write it on the piece of paper. Okay? What do you do? Yes, Nahal, what do you want to say?
Ma'am, I didn't. Ma'am, I not he, she.
Neda.
I will sit sometimes without anyone, or I will write something.
Do you write when you feel very upset? Does that help you?
No, I will sit sometimes without anyone, so I would not become angry.
That's a very good idea. How does that make you feel in your body? How does that make you feel?
Ma'am, I will get more tension. I will play with my friends, and there will be I played, and my tension will be gone.
That is fantastic. Do you know what? Can you see how Nidal and Neha, even though I think you're from the same family, you do different things to keep at peace in your body and in yourself? Okay, so one of you likes to exercise and be outside and play with friends and be active, and the other one likes to be on her own and just be quiet. And that's completely fine. That is very, very helpful, because you need to know what is helpful for you to be at peace. Okay? Sometimes I like to go for a swim. In fact, I live really close to the water, so I can go for a swim, and that helps me too. Sometimes I speak to my family on the phone, and that helps me to be at peace. Okay, so I can see some of you are writing. Who else would like to share? Aisha, Senha, Riza, or Fasinha? Who would like to share about what they can do to stay at peace or stay
Listen or
peaceful?
watch anything alone.
Can you say that again?
Listen or watch anything alone.
Listen or eat alone?
Watch
Okay.
anything.
Or watching something. Yeah. That, as long as it's something nice to watch, isn't it? That you choose something sensible to watch. Okay. Senha, what about you?
Yes.
Did you hear the question? Okay, no problem. We're going to go on to the next one. Mohammed, I can see you writing a lot there. You can carry on a little bit later. We're going to go on to the next part. Okay, the next part is, now, you know that being at peace is really important because it helps you stay calm, it helps you focus, it helps you learn, and it helps you be kind to one another. Okay, it's very important for your body and your mind and your soul. Okay, all parts of your body. And in your family, it is also very important to think carefully about what we do to help keep peace. Okay, now what can you do in your school?
I can study in a school and I will got more friends and I can play with them. And I didn't know any question and they can help me and they will didn't any question and I can help them.
That's fantastic. So you have said you can work hard, you can stay focused and stay in school, listen to your teachers, and Senha, I'm just going to mute you. If you can keep yourself on mute, please. And the other thing you said was to help your friends. That is fantastic. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. Who else can share? What can you do in your school to keep things peaceful?
I can stop any fights or arguments in school, so I can stop the tension, which makes no peace.
Yes, absolutely. Do you think it's important to also ask adults to help you with that, Mohammed, or is it something you can do on your own?
I can help. I can ask help with adults like the teachers and staff at school.
That's very good. So anybody and any adult that you trust within school, you can always tell them and make sure that, and they could help you with that situation, because we all need to be safe at school too. Okay, now what about this? Can you think of something new now? We've spoken about what we're doing. We're talking about one thing. We're talking about ourselves. Then we spoke about ourselves and our family and in our homes. And then the next big circles, we've spoken about our school and then our neighborhood. Okay. What about?
I was thinking this time I want to see my all friends and all teachers and I want to sit our class and this time PT will become and we can all can play and very happy and my tension will be I can share to my friends and their tension also will be shared to me and more happy and we was no fight and we were all not fight and we was very happy.
Yes, do you know what? And it's been such a long time since you were with your friends, isn't it? How long has it been since you saw your friends at school?
For me,
Almost 2 years.
like
This is the second year.
almost 2 years.
It's a very long time to not see your friends. I'm sure you've seen your friends on video calls, right? And you've
Yes,
seen your
yes.
teachers on calls, but it's not the same as being with your friends face to face and playing and being in the same space. So I understand it's very, very hard. Can I just say, I think you children are amazing. I think that what you've been through, all the difficult things that you've been through during this time is not easy. And I just want to say you should be very proud of yourselves for continuing to learn during this time, okay? So even if it's been very difficult, just keep going, because there will be a time when you can go back into school and you can see your friends, you can be in the classroom and you can learn together. Okay, so just keep going. You're doing an amazing, amazing job. So can I try and see if my screen share will work again? I want to quickly show you another picture. Let's see if it will work this time. Okay. Can anybody see what's going on?
No, ma'am,
No, we couldn't see.
No, okay, all right. What I will do, I will share this screen with, I'll share the PowerPoint with your teacher so you can have another look at it, because all the information's on it, all the things we're talking about now. Okay, so my final thing I want to speak about is there a place, now imagine now that you can go outside and you can go to school and you can, so in the future, we're thinking ahead. What type of places would you like to go to that help you feel peaceful? Okay. Imagine if there was in the future, so there's no coronavirus rules and regulations. Okay. So in the future, when things are better and you can go outside and you can travel a little bit maybe and visit your friends, think of a place that you could go to that you would like to sit at or be in, that you can feel at peace. And write it down on the piece of paper. I'm also going to write down one place that I'd like to go to. If you haven't got a piece of paper, you can think about it in your mind. Okay, I'll give you 5 more seconds. Okay, who's that? Aisha, do you want to have, Aisha and Midha, do you want to share? Have you had a think about what place would you like to go to that you could enjoy the peace and quiet of that place?
Excuse me, ma'am, I didn't get it.
Okay, have you thought about something, a place?
Ma'am, 1 second.
You mean the place we get peaceful?
It could be anywhere. It could be in your house. It could be at your family house. It could be at a friend's house. It could be down the road.
My family house.
Okay. Your is that where some of your other family members stay?
My father's house and my mother's house.
Wonderful. That's so lovely to hear. Thank you for sharing. I'm so glad that that is a peaceful place for you to be in. Okay, who else would like to share? Riza, I saw that your hand was up. Okay, Mohammed?
say?
Yes.
Actually, I would like to stay in many places.
Oh, tell us.
Like a resort in the UK. I would love to be in the UK. It would be amazing, and also in Switzerland because I have never seen snow, and I would be very happy and peaceful if I get to see and explore the world. I would also like to go to my schools and my previous schools and my family members and visit them even if they are abroad. These things make me feel peaceful.
Mohammed, you spoke very well there and clearly about lots of different places and things in the future that you'd like to, places you'd like to visit and people you'd like to see. So you have said something that's really important, is that not only places can help us feel at peace, but people can too. Okay, so being with family sometimes can be peaceful and sometimes cannot be peaceful, but those people that you haven't seen for a long time, you can have a very special special moments and new memories together. Okay, that is so wonderful. Something you mentioned about Switzerland and the UK is that they have a lot of forests and a lot of green places and mountains and lakes and rivers. And being in nature can also help people feel relaxed and calm. So that's lovely. I hope that you get to travel to those wonderful places and see those things. Okay, does anybody else want to share? Okay. Now, sometimes, and even at the moment, there are countries that are not at peace. Okay, and when countries are...
Can you say my house?
Yeah, yes. If your house is very peaceful, that is a wonderful place to be. Riza, thank you for sharing that.
My
Where
house
in
is the sweetest place in the world. It is situated in Navi, Mumbai. It is a signal story building. I live with my parents and little sister in my house. Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, Riza, thank you so much for sharing that beautiful language with me and the rest of the class. So your house is a peaceful place for you to be, and that is very important because
Ma'am, what
that's
is
where you
your
can
name?
rest well. Fasina, yes, do you have something to say?
No.
Brownen, sorry for the interruption again.
Yes,
Uh, uh, is it time to wind up the session
it
or
is.
how is it?
It is time. It is time. I just wanted
Okay.
to finish off here.
Yeah. You
Apologies.
could go ahead and continue. Thank you.
Okay. All right, children. We've come to the end of our time together today. I must apologize for my PowerPoint not working. It was already in the background, but I think my computer doesn't like to do too many things at the same time. So thank you for sharing your lovely ideas. I hope that for the rest of this week, for today, and for the rest of your school year, that despite anything, any big challenges that you have, or any big difficulties that you might have,
My house situated in Maranjeri.
okay, good job. Just listen carefully for a moment, Reza.
Yeah,
Okay.
Maranjeri.
Okay, just listen carefully. I hope that even if you have very difficult things that you are working through, some challenges, that you will find little moments in the day or places in your house where you can be calm and be peaceful and help your family stay at peace too. Okay. And when everything changes and things get a little bit easier for travel and moving around your city, I hope that you'll be able to visit those wonderful places that you would like to see. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you so much, Brownen. Have a great day.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, children. You can leave. Thank you.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Ma'am, what
Bye.
is your
Bye,
name?
ma'am.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye
Ma'am,
bye.
what is your name?
My name is Miss Bronwyn.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
You're welcome, sweetheart.
Thank
See
you,
you.
ma'am. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. See you.
Bye.
Bye, Senha. See you.
Yes. You.